Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request. Thanks to Al. Thank you so much, Al. I really appreciate it. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, topics, rankings list, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I already said that. I'm already out of it. I apologize. The movie we're talking about is Envy. This is not the one with Ben Stiller and Jack Black. That's a different Envy. This one came out in 1999 and is also known as The New Girlfriend. I guess it's a film from Australia, made by Julie Money. Don't know who that is. I haven't seen her other work. And the story is you have this mom who's an executive. Mom, husband, son. Son's in his teens. At one point, her dress gets stolen. They're at a swimming pool. The mom sees her dress. Wait, that's the same dress I have. Well, that person stole it. Takes her dress back. Makes sense to me. Well, the thief who had stolen in the first place, the blonde lady, she doesn't like that. Now, her two cohorts, this guy and this other lady, go around beating people up, stealing their wallets, being pricks. And Blondie meets Matt, the son of executive, the mom. So great, my name, Matt. So Blondie meets the mom's son, Matt, and she flirts with him. And one day, this kid, he's naive. You probably guess that he hasn't really gone on a date before, hasn't been with a pretty woman before. So she kind of, hey, can we go back to your place? Okay, parents aren't home. And the guy who's Blondie's friend arrives, and they both tie Matt down. And they abuse him. Now, the way it's done is they pull the pants down. She gives him, and then she leaves. I think throws the dress on him, like tosses it. And the mom finds him tied up. Cops come by. Now, while that's embarrassing, I'll say this. If a beautiful blonde lady like this came in here right now and tied me up and did that to me, even with another guy, well, I wouldn't want the guy watching, but I'd be like, cool, I didn't even have to pay for it. It's a freebie. Some people have to pay for that. But I did it. In the scheme of that type of thing, it's very, I don't want to say mild, because all forms are not mild. There is no mild form. I'm just saying it's not like I spit on your grave, or it's not like a prison movie where none of that happens. Nothing up the tailpipe. There's no banana in the no tailpipe. But still, I mean, even with that said, whenever that happens to someone who doesn't want it, there's nothing mild. Whether it happens to a lady or a guy. And yes, it is a different change of events where it's a female on male. Usually it's male on female, or male on male if it's a prison movie. But very rarely is a female on male. Although the one movie I keep thinking of, which I did like, was Disclosure, with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. Where she is harassing him, and no one believes him, and you know what's weird? I just thought about Disclosure is kind of like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. I didn't think about that, but yeah, watch Disclosure with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. Didn't even think about that. It's been a while since I had that. I don't think I have that movie, Disclosure. I don't know if it has a Blu-ray. But I remember it being a pretty good Michael Douglas film. But anyway, Matt is pissed at the mom, saying, "It's your fault. I don't even blame her. I don't blame Blondie. It's your fault, Mom." I'm sitting there going, what? It's her fault? It's her fault because, oh, my dress was stolen. That's the person who stole it. I took back what was mine. That this person stole in the first place. Really? It's not like she went and punched and kicked and stabbed and shot. No, it's or even called the cops. It's more. Although there's plenty of times they should have called the cops in this movie. Plenty of times. Especially later on, which I'm like, what? I will say this, I was not a fan of this movie. I was not a fan of the movie. I was not a fan of the story. I thought the decisions characters make in this were just so dumbfounding to me that I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. And this whole notion is that it's the mom's fault. She's such a terrible person. And I guess the whole point at the beginning is, hey, if someone came up and stole my soda, I better not take it back. Otherwise, this stuff will happen. So at least at that point, I'm like, well, the mom didn't do anything wrong. Shut up, kid. What are you telling me Blondie didn't do anything wrong? She helped, her and her buddy, her butt boy, helped tie you down. And it's sometime later, and the mom gets drunk, and the dad, I didn't know if it was the dad or just her boyfriend, but he's like, well, if you hadn't been in the right, none of this would have happened. Really? I think we're still blaming her because, hey, we're in a swimming pool, that's my dress. Now, if you made it that she was wrong and she messed up and I apologize, I was wrong, I thought it was my dress, it's not a big deal, there's no reason for you to do this. It's just crazy they're blaming the mom when all she did was take back something that was stolen from her. And she didn't even do it in a violent way or just, she had a right to do it even if she did. It's like, if someone steals your stuff, you're probably going to go up and, but, like, the son's blaming her, the dad, the boyfriend's blaming her. What in the fuck, man? So Matt is a simp idiot. The dad is just a fucking moron. So it gets to a point where the mom's in traffic and sees who the persons are, follows them and finds out where they live. Doesn't call the cops, though. Even, to be fair, the dad says, wait, you found where they are? You didn't call the cops? No, instead the mom did something, threw a rock in the window, whatever. And he's like, why'd you do that? Like, they don't know it's you or us that did it. Oh, come on, So the mom's being an idiot now. Now I'm starting to dislike her. And, I think Al at one point asked, what's the moral of the story? Don't be a moron. In South Australia, while stealing your dress from a pool. Remember that movie? Don't be a menace at South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. That's what this should be called. Don't be a stupid dolt in South Australia while stealing your dress from a pool. If you make that the title, it would fit better than Envy. Like, Envy's not even a good title. The New Girlfriend? Yeah, I guess, because I guess Matt thinks of her as his girlfriend, even though he's being a simp. So lo and behold, things ratchet up because the mom didn't do the right thing and didn't do the smart thing and just called the cops. Here, this is where they are. No, she threw a rock or something. Then, spoiler alert, getting the spoilers. Their dog's dead, and then the dad sees a guy making fun of it, so the dad beats him up. And the kid loves this Blondie, despite the fact that it's pretty goddamn sure that this Blondie and the guy killed your dog. No one calls the cops. No one calls a psychiatrist to maybe help your kid because your kid's obviously fucked up. Obviously some kind of trauma, some kind of dead zone. Dead lights are on. He looked into the dead lights and he just stunned into oblivion psychologically. Think this to a point that makes no goddamn sense. There's a point where the blonde girl is in the mall. I think she goes to the bathroom in the mall. And the mom sees her there. And there's a little fight. And she knocks the blonde girl out. The mom does. Let me stress. This is in a mall. So you mean to tell me that she took a knocked out blonde girl, dragged her through the mall to her car, all the way to her job, and all the way up to her office, and no one noticed? It just does it by editing. It's in the bathroom, goes to black. When it fades back in, they're in the mom's office, work office. I don't know why you want to take her to where you work. If you're going to do anything bad to her, I think, it's not really a great place to do it at. And again, maybe she saw Weekend at Bernie's a lot and knew how to do it right. Those guys know how to make a dead body look like he's walking around and with us, so they learned from maybe she's a big Weekend at Bernie's fan. So am I. So maybe that's how. See that the movie In Between, making this girl walk around like Weekend at Bernie's. And then the mom has his decision. She's going to, after they have a bit of back and forth, there's a point where the mom is getting ready to choke her out, then finds that the blondie has this money for this estate fund. Oh, I could maybe tell your boyfriend about this, huh? And blah, 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 blah. Here's what I want you to do. So the mom's plan is for this psycho blonde lady to make her have sex with the son. You know, back in the day, that sound effect with Windows when you had an error and just made that doo-doo-doo. That's what my brain went into when I saw this scenario. The mom's like, you know what? I want my son to have tender sex and not be paid for or anything. So I'm going to make this blonde lady who caused him the trauma in the first place. I want you to go to him and have tender sex with him. So that's not even going to exasperate his trauma. It's going to confuse him even more. It's going to make him love her more. Not, let's get a psychiatrist. Not anything else. Or hell, you know what? I think the more responsible would be paying a hooker. I don't know if they have hookers in Australia. If someone's out there from Australia, let me know. I don't know if they have hookers. Do they have hookers in Australia? Maybe it's maybe they'd be called something else. No. That's where I went. You don't have this thieving psycho blonde lady. Oh my god. Then the next scene is there's a pool. The mom and such are nearby. You think she'd be keeping more of an eye on the son because she's right nearby. What just happened to her son, you think she'd be keeping more of an eye on him. Oh, if she did, that girl's with him in the pool. Let me keep an eye on them. Oh, the guy who's her buck boy pushes the guy down, Matt, holds him there, and they drown him in front of everybody. And then the blondie puts on an act. Oh my God, please help me. Then it cuts away. And sometime later, the mom's moving. Looks like the dad left, or the boyfriend left, which I don't blame him. Leave this mom's sorry ass. The new people go, oh, why are you selling this place? Then she sees an image of her son with a backpack, which I think is meant to be a ghost. Like a memory. I only meant to think that he's still alive. That he's dead. And then it cuts to a merry-go-round, and the three bad guys, they got away with it. They're playing around in one of those merry-go-round things. You know, the I forget what the exact thing is called. They're playing around some equipment on a playground. So the moral is that the mom who just wanted her dress back that was stolen from her, she and everyone else becomes a moron, and the three most guilty people got away with it. Got away with murder. And also I'm thinking, wait a minute, so when this kid dies of a drowning, there's no investigation? There's no thought process like, I know where they live. I think there could be some foul play. I think if you did an autopsy, you'd see that part of his body is probably bruised, or there was some kind of imprint that he was held down. I think the mom would think they had something to do with it, because it'd be a pretty hell of a big coincidence. But these three, there's no investigation. It's just, they got away with it and they're playing on the playground. And the movie ends. I think this movie's terrible. I think this movie's awful. You may much better just be watching, I don't know, Fatal Attraction, or go watch Disclosure, or go watch The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, or go watch any number of movies I think are better than this. I think this film is terrible. The acting, I don't think, is really the problem. The production values are, There's nothing to run home about to me. I didn't really notice any specific camera movements that really caught my eye. There may have been, but nothing that I haven't seen before. Same with the music. It's just the characters doing such insipid, stupid decisions at such a flat ending. I go, what? Made me want to puke. So, if you liked it, that's cool. I thought this was a piece of crap. Not a fan. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.